This person sees you as the thing they asked the universe for when nobody was watching. Like, I need you to actually hear that. They didn't just meet you. They didn't just notice you. They didn't just feel attracted to you. No, this feels like somebody's soul was exhausted, quietly praying for something real, something different, something that would make life feel alive again, and then you showed up. And the wild thing is, I don't even think they were ready for you. Hello, beautiful souls. Teresa here from Miracle Awaits. Remember, miracles often arrive when you least expect them because this person manifested you into reality. But now that you're here, they're realizing this love is not just opening their heart, it is opening an entirely new path. And there is something about this path that you do not see yet. So stay with me, because by the time we get deeper into this reading, you're going to understand why the pause, the distance, or the silence was not rejection. It was rearrangement. Something has been shifting behind the scenes, and this first card is already telling me they have been carrying way too much. 10 of Wands reversed. What the freak? No, because this makes so much sense. This person is tired, not tired of you. Tired of pretending they can keep living the same way after feeling your energy. You came into their life and suddenly all the things they were forcing, all the burdens they were normalizing, all the emotional weight they were carrying, it started feeling impossible to keep holding. And that is the first anchor of this reading. You are not just someone they want. You are the mirror that showed them what they can no longer carry. The second thing I'm seeing, and we'll get into this as more cards come out, is that they feel like you brought them back to life. Like your energy woke something up in them that had been asleep for a long time. And the third thing, this is the part I really need you to stay for, is that this person is starting to understand that you are the manifestation, but you are also the key. The key to a version of love, a version of life, a version of themselves that they honestly didn't think was real anymore. So yes, there may be a pause. Yes, there may be silence. Yes, it may feel like nothing is happening. But spiritually, emotionally, energetically, something is being unlocked. And I feel like this reading is going to show us exactly why. And now we have Page of Swords. See? This is exactly what I mean. Because the 10 of Wands reversed is the dropping of the weight, but the Page of Swords is the moment after the weight gets too heavy to ignore. This is when somebody starts watching their own life differently, questioning it, looking at it like, wait, why have I been carrying this? Why have I been pretending this is okay? Why did I convince myself that surviving was the same thing as living? No, because I need you to hear this. Your energy did not create the burden. You exposed it. That is very different. This person may have been functioning before you. They may have looked fine. They may have been going to work, answering messages, laughing at the right times, keeping up appearances, acting like they had everything handled. But emotionally, spiritually, there was something in them that was tired of performing. And then you came in with this kind of truth around you, not even loud, not even forceful, just clear. And suddenly the life they were forcing started to feel too tight. The conversations that used to distract them didn't distract them the same way. The places they used to escape into didn't feel like home anymore. The version of themselves that could settle, avoid, delay, pretend, it started cracking. And that is why there may be silence. Not because they looked at you and decided you weren't enough. No, It's almost the opposite. They looked at you, felt something real, and then immediately had to look at everything in their life that was not real. That is overwhelming. Page of Swords is nervous energy. It is curiosity. It is somebody wanting to speak, wanting to understand, wanting to gather the courage to ask the question they are afraid to ask. And with this card, I do feel this person is observing. Maybe not in a creepy way, but energetically, emotionally, mentally, they are paying attention. They are studying the feeling. They are studying you. They are studying what changed in them after you showed up. And I keep hearing, I can't go back to not knowing. Like once they felt this, once they saw what love could feel like when it isn't heavy, when it isn't forced, when it isn't just obligation or convenience, they could not unsee it. So this pause, again, is not rejection. It is rearrangement. It is somebody standing between the life they built out of survival and the life their soul is starting to recognize through you. And the part that's really getting me here is I don't think they expected you to become a mirror this fast. I don't think they expected your presence to make them this honest with themselves, because now they have to ask, what am I still carrying that would keep me from this? And that question is terrifying when someone has spent years convincing themselves they were fine. But the next card is going to show us something deeper, because I feel there is a specific fear underneath all of this. Not just fear of love, not just fear of commitment. There is something they are afraid would happen if they fully admitted what you mean to them. And now we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, this is the balance they have been trying to keep. This is the part they don't really show you, because on the outside, this person may look like they are just busy, distracted, unsure, maybe even a little hot and cold. But underneath that, there is this emotional juggling happening. And I need you to hear this clearly. They are not juggling you because you mean nothing. They are juggling because something in them woke up and now they are trying to hold their old life in one hand and this new feeling in the other. No, because look at the energy of this card. It's like somebody trying to keep everything moving, trying to act graceful, trying to act like they are fine, but there is pressure behind it. There is movement. There is instability. There is this sense of, I can't drop this, but I also can't keep pretending this doesn't matter. And that is where your energy comes in. You did not chase them into this realization. You did not force them to feel. You did not beg their heart to open. You simply existed in a way that reminded them what it feels like to be alive. And for somebody who had gotten used to numbness, that can feel like a miracle and a threat at the same time. Because before you, I feel like this person had learned how to manage life without fully being present in it. They had routines, they had distractions, they had responsibilities. They had maybe even convinced themselves, this is enough. This is just how life is. This is just how love is. This is just how people are. And then you showed up. And suddenly enough did not feel like enough anymore. Suddenly the connection they had with themselves started changing. Suddenly their heart started asking for more honesty, more softness, more truth, more courage. And that is why they may pull back right when the energy feels strong. Because feeling this alive also makes them aware of everywhere they have been half living. That is the awakening. Not some perfect movie moment, not some instant confession. It is quieter than that. It is somebody realizing wait, I still have a heart. I still want something real. I still believe in something I thought I had outgrown. And you are connected to that realization. But the fear underneath this, it is not just, what if this doesn't work? No. The real fear is, what if it does? That right there. Nine of Cups reversed. No, because this is the card that tells me exactly why that question scares them so much. Because upright, Nine of Cups can be wish fulfillment. It can be that moment of, I got what I wanted. I finally have something that feels good. But reversed? This is when the wish shows up and suddenly somebody realizes they don't know how to receive it. They asked for you. Maybe not by name, maybe not consciously. Maybe they didn't sit there with a candle saying your name into the universe. But their heart asked for something like you, someone real, someone different, someone who could reach the part of them that had gone quiet. And then you appeared, and now they're looking at this manifestation like, wait, if I accept this, I have to become the version of myself who can actually hold it. That's the fear. Not that you are too much, that they may not be enough for what they asked for. And I need you to feel the difference because this is where a lot of you may have taken their distance personally. You may have wondered, did I do something wrong? Was I too open? Did they change their mind? No, beautiful soul. This feels like somebody who got close enough to the thing they wanted, and then all their old dissatisfaction came rushing to the surface. Because the Nine of Cups reversed can be that strange ache of having something beautiful in front of you, but still feeling unworthy, still feeling restless, still feeling like there is an emptiness inside that no other person should be forced to fix. And that is actually important. Because you are not here to become their emotional crutch. You are the mirror, you are the wake-up call, you are the reminder that love can be real, but it cannot be built on avoidance. It cannot be built on pretending. It cannot be built on someone wanting the blessing, but refusing the growth that comes with it. That's why this feels bigger than attraction. This is not just, I like you. This is, my life does not feel the same now that I know you exist. And that is a lot for someone who has been surviving inside an identity they outgrew. So what have they been hiding? They've been hiding how much this connection already exposed the truth. And now we have the Ten of Cups reversed. Oh my goodness. Do you see how this is unfolding? Because the Ten of Cups upright is that picture people carry in their mind of happiness. The relationship, the peace, the family, the future, the feeling of finally belonging somewhere. But reversed, this is when somebody realizes the picture they were trying to protect may not actually be the truth their heart wants anymore. And that is what they have been hiding. Not just from you, from themselves. This person may have acted like everything was normal, like they were fine, like their emotional world was not being shaken. Like meeting you was just some passing moment, some little spark, something they could put in a box and control. But no, because the Ten of Cups reversed tells me your presence touched the part of them that knows when something is missing. And that is uncomfortable. Because sometimes people build an entire life around being okay enough, around keeping things peaceful enough, around not asking for too much, around telling themselves, this is happiness, this is stability, this is what I should want. And then someone comes along and makes their soul whisper, but is it real? That is what you did. Not by forcing them, not by demanding answers, not by trying to prove your worth. You simply showed up with an energy that felt emotionally honest, and suddenly the illusion started trembling. This is why they may have tried to act casual. This is why they may have pulled back after moments that felt deep. Because if they admit that you are different, then they also have to admit that certain things in their life are not fulfilling them the way they pretended they were. They have to admit that their heart recognized something before their mind had a plan for it. And that is spiritually inconvenient. That is emotionally inconvenient. That is the kind of truth that interrupts the whole arrangement. But I need you to understand something. You are not forgettable to this person. You are not someone they can just replace with noise, distraction, or another version of the same old pattern. You reached a place nobody else reached because you didn't just offer fantasy. You exposed what was missing from the fantasy. And the next part of this reading is going to show us why this connection is not just changing how they feel about you. It is opening a path neither one of you planned for. And look at this, 5 of Wands reversed. No, because this is so important. Upright, this card can be conflict, noise, competition. Everyone's energy going in different directions. But reversed, this is when somebody gets tired of fighting themselves. This is when the inner battle starts becoming too exhausting to keep performing. And that is exactly what this path is about. This is not just about, are they going to text me? This is not just about, are they going to confess? This is not just about, do they miss me? They do feel something. But the bigger message here is that your connection is forcing them to look at the direction of their life. Like, where am I actually going? What am I building? Am I choosing from truth or am I choosing from fear? Am I staying in certain patterns because they are right for me or because they are familiar? That is why this feels bigger than romance, because you are not just the manifestation, you are the doorway. And I know that sounds intense, but that is what this energy feels like. You came into their reality, and suddenly the old arguments inside of them got louder before they got quieter. The part of them that wants safety started arguing with the part of them that wants freedom. The part of them that wants control started arguing with the part of them that wants love. The part of them that says, don't risk it, started arguing with the part of them that already knows they cannot keep living untouched by this connection. And 5 of Wands reversed tells me they are tired of the fight. They are tired of pretending they don't know what they know. They are tired of acting like this is just another connection when it has already shifted something in their spirit. And for some of them, this could also be about outside noise, other people's opinions, circumstances, timing, responsibilities, all these little sticks in the road making the path feel messier than it needs to be. But the reversal tells me something is beginning to settle. The chaos is not winning. The noise is starting to lose power. And underneath all of that, there is one choice rising to the surface. Do they keep fighting the path? Or do they finally walk it? Because this person can delay, they can overthink, they can try to stay in the familiar a little longer, but they cannot avoid this choice much longer. And now we have the Emperor. Wow. Because this is exactly the energy of someone who has been trying to stay in control. The Emperor is structure, it is pride, it is protection, it is somebody sitting in a place of, I have to handle this, I have to be strong, I have to keep everything contained, I cannot let my emotions run the whole show. And honestly, that may be how this person survived for a long time. They learned to be controlled. They learned to be practical. They learned to not need too much. They learned to make decisions from logic, from responsibility, from what looked stable on the outside. But then you came in and touched something that control cannot manage. No, because I need you to hear this. You are not dealing with someone who feels nothing. You are dealing with someone who feels more than they know what to do with, and their first instinct is to tighten their grip. That is why this choice is so tense, because the part of them that wants you, recognizes you, feels pulled toward you, is now standing face to face with the part of them that says, don't lose control. Don't look foolish. Don't be vulnerable. Don't let someone see how much they matter. And that Emperor energy can be stubborn. It can sit there and act calm while everything inside is shifting. It can say, I'm fine, while their whole inner world is being rearranged. But here's the thing. This choice cannot come from pressure. It cannot come because you chase them, convince them, explain your worth, or try to pull a confession out of them before they are emotionally ready. No, this has to come from maturity. This has to come from them looking at their own pride, their own fear, their own old patterns, and realizing, if I keep hiding behind control, I may lose the very thing I asked for. That is the turning point. Do they keep choosing the version of themselves that feels safe but disconnected? Or do they become brave enough to choose the path that feels real? And I feel like that is why the energy has been so still on the surface, because the Emperor does not always move quickly. But when he does move, he moves with intention. And the next card is going to show what you don't see yet, because even if it looks quiet, movement is already happening behind the scenes. And now we have the Devil. Okay, before anybody panics, I need you to stay with me, because this is not giving doom. This is giving awareness. This is giving somebody finally seeing the chains they used to call comfort. No, because this card is actually confirming the movement behind the scenes. It may not look like movement in the physical world. You may not see the message yet. You may not see the confession yet. You may not see them showing up at your door with everything figured out. But internally, something is being exposed. The Devil is the pattern, the attachment, the fear, the thing someone keeps reaching for because it feels familiar, even when it does not feel free. And I feel like this person is starting to recognize where they have been bound. Bound to pride, bound to control, bound to old desire, bound to distractions, bound to the version of themselves that knows how to survive, but does not know how to receive real love. And that is rearrangement. That is what silence can look like when someone is being forced to face themselves. Because sometimes the pause is not empty. Sometimes the pause is where the truth gets loud. And with the Devil here, I do feel this person has been replaying something. A conversation. A look. A moment where your energy made them feel seen in a way they could not shake off. They may be trying to distract themselves, but then your name comes back. Your face comes back. Something you said comes back. And they're realizing Why does this still have power over me? But it's not really about power over them. It's about truth inside them. You changed the standard. You made something fake feel faker. You made something shallow feel shallower. You made the old coping mechanisms feel less satisfying. And that is why I don't want you spiraling over the silence. Because this is not stagnation. This is somebody noticing the difference between being attached and being aligned, between wanting control and wanting connection, between craving intensity and choosing something real. And the wild part is their next movement may not come the way you expect. It may not be dramatic, it may not be perfectly worded, but I feel like something is going to slip through the control. A message, a reaction, a small opening, something that shows you the chains are loosening, and now we have the moon. Oh, okay, this is why it may come in a way you don't expect. Because the moon is not loud. The moon is not somebody walking in with a perfectly rehearsed speech saying every single thing in the exact way your heart wanted to hear it. The moon is the hidden feeling, the thing beneath the surface, the emotion that has been moving in the dark before it ever becomes visible in the light. And no, I don't feel like this person has everything figured out. I actually feel the opposite. I feel like they may come towards you with something small, something uncertain, something that almost looks too simple from the outside. A message, a question, a check-in, a reaction to something you said or posted, a moment where they suddenly say a little more than they meant to say. But underneath it, there is so much more, because the moon tells me this person has been living with feelings they do not fully understand yet. They know you affected them. They know the connection changed something. They know they cannot put you back into the category of just another person. But they may not know how to explain that without sounding vulnerable, confused, or exposed. So their first movement may not be perfect, it may not be dramatic, it may not be this grand confession where everything becomes clear in 1 second, but it may be honest. And honestly, that matters more, because after the devil, after the control, after the silence, after all this inner rearrangement, the moon is showing me someone beginning to move through fear instead of letting fear make every decision for them. They may still be nervous. They may still be guarded. They may still test the waters before they fully step in. But I feel like the difference is this time they are not only hiding from the feeling, they are starting to follow it. And I need you to stay grounded here, beautiful soul. Do not chase the shadow. Do not obsess over what every little thing means. Let this unfold with your energy intact, because the message of the moon is not get lost in confusion. It is trust what is being revealed slowly. Something is rising. Something is coming out of the dark. And the final part of this reading is going to show what this connection has really been teaching you, not just about them, not just about love, but about the path that opened the moment you became the manifestation they were not ready to receive. And now we have strength. Oh, beautiful soul. This is the closing message right here. Because strength is not about forcing something. It is not about chasing, proving, begging, pushing, or trying to make somebody become ready on your timeline. Strength is quiet. Strength is steady. Strength is the part of you that says, I know what I felt. I know what I brought into this person's life, and I do not have to abandon myself while the truth unfolds. No, because I need you to really receive this. You were not sent into this person's life to lose yourself trying to be chosen. You were sent as a mirror. You were sent as a reminder. You were sent as the manifestation they asked for when they were tired of pretending nothing was missing. And now strength is showing me that the path opening here is not only about them finding the courage to come toward you. It is also about you remembering the power of your own presence, because you did not have to be loud to change them. You did not have to perform. You did not have to convince their soul of anything. Something in you simply touched something in them, and now the old burdens, the old patterns, the old false safety, it cannot sit the same way anymore. That is why the silence was not rejection. It was rearrangement. It was the universe moving pieces neither of you could move while everything still looked normal on the outside. And with strength here, I feel like this connection is teaching you that real love does not require you to shrink. It does not require you to panic. It does not require you to become less intuitive, less soft, less open, less you. You are standing in the energy of someone who was prayed for. Please hear that. Not waited on from lack, not begging from the outside. Prayed for. And sometimes miracles arrive before people know how to hold them. Sometimes the answer shows up before the person has become brave enough to receive it. But that does not make the answer less sacred. It just means the path is beginning with courage. Their courage to face what your presence awakened, and your courage to remain whole while love finds its truth. Because you were not just manifested into their reality, you became the doorway to a life neither of you can unsee now.